Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Good night. Hopefully not. But welcome to your Monday news, or I guess it could be not Monday, depending on where you are. But anyways, welcome to your news. And if you're watching this later on in the week, I hope it's just as valuable then. Let me get this out of the way. Everything here is my own opinion. I'm not paid, and I was not asked to say anything by any past, present, or future employer. These opinions are all those of my own. I should practice that a little bit more. It comes out differently each time. Anyways, yeah, so got that out of the way. Cool. We're going to dive into some crypto talk, and I actually have an article on that. You can see here. I'm not going to show you its content, but we have a Web3 versus Web2 a video coming up, and it actually is violent. It's probably going to be a very long video. It's probably going to come out somewhere in February, but be watching out for it because I break down all of the topics because I'm taking it from both sides, but we're going to talk about it a little bit today, a little bit this morning, as just some of the craziness has continued. So anyway, that's some of the things you can expect. All right, so one quick thing before we dive into our regularly scheduled things. You guys are getting a little sneak preview. Sneak preview. Tomorrow I am releasing a video. I ask that you still watch the video, but I like you guys, and I want to reward you for always watching this. So, tomorrow I'm releasing a video. That video is going to talk about my book club, and I'd really love for you guys to join. We're going to be talking about designing data-intensive applications. We're going to do this book, one book a year. One book a year. Not every single month. This book, we're going to deep dive into it, and we're going to know this content better than everybody that read it previously. So join me on that. There'll be a new book club Discord. So if you want to join in, do that. I have some longer videos on each of the subjects that I think are going to be really, really, really cool. So anyways, I would love it if you guys joined me. But that video will drop tomorrow. It really helps me if you watch the video and like the video. I struggle with this. I actually have taken that out of my videos altogether, asking people to like or subscribe. But I do a lot of educational content that I'm trying to get out to people, and that's how YouTube rewards me. So if I want, I don't know, I have an internal struggle with this, because if I want other people to see it and to get that educational content and hopefully learn something from it, then I kind of have to play the YouTube game, but I don't really like the YouTube game. So join me in my struggle as that happens. So anyways, I will continue not to ask you to like and subscribe to my videos, maybe in my live streams, because these are a little less formal. But anyways, that's yeah, watch that video, and if you don't mind, give it a thumbs up. Let YouTube know that the book club is awesome. I don't know. That's the next thing I want to know from you guys, is I actually want critical feedback. There's a few of you that have given me critical feedback, and I super appreciate it. I also love the positive feedback, so keep giving me the positive feedback. But I really do actually super appreciate the critical feedback. It means that you guys actually care. So anytime you have critical feedback, feel free to jump on Discord, leave it in the comments in a video. I actually just recently, I'm going to be redoing my C group video because somebody left some pretty critical feedback. I asked that you not cuss while doing it, but left some pretty critical feedback, but they were right. And so I learned from it. And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to ask you guys. Give me critical feedback. That's what I want. All right, let's jump into the regularly scheduled thing, what everybody came here for. Web3 and crypto mining. That's what we're known for here. It turns out Norton. It's been a while. This was posted in July of 2021, and I didn't know about it until I saw a tweet And yeah, I guess Norton Antivirus has crypto mining. Some distortion in my voice? Ooh, that's not good. Let me try fixing it. How about now? Is that better or worse? Just, I'm going to have to keep talking. There's some delay here. You let me know if that is better. If it's not better, I'm going to try to... I'll get up and unplug and plug in the interface again. I can't reach it from here. Is this any better? I haven't heard from you, so I'm about to go and unplug the interface and plug it back in. The same. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. How about now? Let me know. Does this sound better? I can restart the machine. It's a little Mac Mini. I stream my PC to it, or my my Linux machine to it. Sorry, the delay. I actually have to wait for a little while to hear back from you. Really sorry about this. It's actually very hard for me to test. I need to figure out a better way to test my setup. Is this better now? And thanks, Gregory, for mentioning it. Also, was it so bad that you couldn't understand what I was saying? And do I need to repeat? Or was it just not nice to listen to? All right, well, that was just unplugging and replugging in the audio interface. Awesome. Do I need to repeat everything that I went through? Let me just repeat it since I have clear audio, and I might, in the recording, I might go ahead back and trim that out. So, let's, sorry for the audio issues. For all of you that were sitting through the very beginning, I'm just going to repeat it really quickly. First, I haven't been paid or asked to say anything by anybody. All thoughts here are those of my own, and I haven't been asked by past, present, or future employers. It's actually started again? All right. I don't know what else to do other than restart the little Mac Mini. If that doesn't fix it, I just straightened wires out and tried to make... I have a mess of wires because no docking station seems to work for Linux very well. I don't know. Well, this is about as best as I can do right now. I don't know. Is it sounding better now? I can try unplugging it and plugging it in again. Maybe try straightening some cables out back there. Let me try that really quickly. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna unplug it and plug it back in. All right. Let's hope that works. Let's hope that works and stays working. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to continue on with the bad audio. I could try. Okay, actually, I could try something else. I have one other thing up my sleeve. If that didn't fix it, tell me if that fixed it. And if that fixed it, we'll move on. If it didn't, I have one last thing I can try. I actually have an old audio interface, and I can try using that one. It didn't work quite as nicely, but I'll give it a shot. And thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it. One time I streamed for like half a stream without knowing that my... Okay, let me try one more thing then. Okay, can you hear me? Do you have electrical noise, or is this good? I don't have anything else to try at this point. I've swapped out everything except for the microphone. I don't think the microphone is bad. So, if that didn't fix it, if that didn't help, then I'm just gonna have to go on, and hopefully electrical noise isn't too bad and or goes away. I can maybe swap out cables. I don't think XLR cables go bad that quickly or easily. But I can buy some new cables before next stream and swap those out. So, oh, okay, so maybe it's a bad audio interface. That's interesting. I didn't think those would go bad. Okay, well, thankfully I had my old one. Okay. Well, welcome, and I'm sorry about the first 13 minutes of this stream. That being said, I'm going to repeat everything because I'll probably trim out this section for the recording. I think I can trim it out. I don't really know how to do that, but I'm going to try. So, that being said, welcome to this stream, and if you were already here and already saw some of this and want to, I'm sorry, I'm going to repeat. Anyways, all thoughts here are those of my own. I haven't been paid by anybody to say anything, and I haven't been asked by any past, present, or future employers to say any of this. These are just my own thoughts. Okay, now that that's out of the way, and sorry I'm going fast, I had audio issues for the first 10 minutes of this stream, and so I'm just repeating everything. And there was a few people waiting, so I'm trying to go fast for them. All right. Second thing is, I really want critical feedback from you guys this year. So please leave me critical feedback like, hey, Merrick, your audio sucks. That's critical feedback, and I appreciate it. That being said, I'm trying to do what's going to be best for you guys, for us to learn. That being said, I am starting a book club, Designing Data-Intensive Applications by Martin Kleppmann. I'm dropping a video on it tomorrow. Please watch and like the video. I made an explanation of why I'm asking you. In my videos, I don't ask people to like my videos. But that being said, that's how YouTube knows whether they should show it to other people. And I really want to help other people. So if you like the book and want to join the book club, I would also like that you hit that like button so that maybe other people can see it and join us and learn from some of the things that we're going to do. I have some pretty fun videos, at least 4, based off of the material in the book. Now, this isn't going to interrupt anything else we do at the Null channel, so don't worry. My courses on Kubernetes are still going to roll out, and some of my other videos. It might slow some of them down, but don't worry, they're going to be there. I'm so glad that the sound is fixed. If you like clear sound, go ahead and hit that like button. But yeah, I also explained a little bit about how there is sort of a YouTube game to be played. I try not to play the game because I don't really like that game. But at the end, I do think that I have educational content that could benefit people. And so I have to play it a little bit to hopefully help people. So it's a little weird. It's a little weird. I'm not going to lie. Don't particularly like it. Anyhow, let's move on to the actual content that you guys are here for. Now, like I had showed, we're going to talk a little bit about crypto this morning. And I showed you how I actually have a Web 3 versus Web 2 video in the works. And it turns out that video is going to be like a mini documentary because I'm going through like the differences between each one. So if that's interesting to you, it's probably going to be late February before that comes out. But do be looking for it if you're interested. If you're looking, I actually take both sides because I think the best way to know a true opinion is to actually argue both sides. So in that video, I'm actually going to argue both sides for Web3 and against Web3. And then we'll come to an interesting conclusion on what my thoughts are in general on it. So be watching out for that video. But today, we're going to talk about a different crypto. It turns out Norton, and this has been here for a while, July 2021, has the ability to mine crypto from your antivirus. Now, I know if you've ever watched any of my videos, you've heard me say do one thing and do it well. This is not doing one thing and doing it well, Norton. This is Computer Science 101. Do one thing, do it well. If you wanted to release Norton Crypto, which was like a separate package that just made crypto mining easy, I guess that would be fine. But don't put it in your malware. This is honestly ridiculous. Now, I don't think they did it poorly. It's an opt-in, so it's not on by default. And they take a 15% commission because, honestly, that probably is a valid commission because they set up your wallet and everything to let you do it. Now, I don't actually condone it, but I think that they did it in the morally best case. Now, is it wasting electricity? Sure, it's wasting electricity. And so if that, I still don't think they should do that. But as far as a morally correct way they did it, but at the same time, your Norton antivirus, be an antivirus and don't mucks with this. I cannot support Norton if they're going to put crypto in their antivirus. I can't do it. Anyways, so this is stupid. Yeah, it's stupid. Norton, don't do it. Don't do it. All right.
So, what are your guys' thoughts on crypto? Again, my video is going to come out in a month, maybe 2 months, because I'm trying to put a little bit more quality in my videos, so they're not coming out as fast. Let me know what you think. And give me critical feedback. I want that critical feedback. Give me the nice feedback too. All right, so let's move on to something else that happened. I didn't know people still used NPM. I'm kind of joking there. I do realize people still use it, but it continues to be a source of contention. And Colors and Faker were bricked by the owner. Now, there's a couple interesting things. This guy's name is Merrick, but I want to point out that it's M-A-R-A-K, and mine is M-A-R-E-K, so they're spelled a little bit differently. I think they're pronounced similar. Well, I think everybody mispronounces my name. Let's see. We can find his name down here somewhere. Yeah, that's not me. Just in case you find that, that's not me. That Merrick doesn't count. This Merrick counts. Anyways, interesting. One of the things that I found interesting about this was that Merrick basically did this to his own repositories, and this is not me talking about myself in the third person. Did this to his own repositories, and actually, GitHub banned or blocked him, banned his account, blocked him out of his own account. Yeah, suspended his account for basically doing stuff to his own code repositories. I actually, I already sent GitHub an email on this because I think that you should if they do something that they shouldn't. Anyways, because I'm not supporting what he did. Don't take this that way. I'm absolutely not supporting what Merrick did. But at the same time, since it was his own code and he wasn't sabotaging other people's code, I think he should be able to do what he likes with his own code. So they shouldn't suspend. Like, now, if GitHub doesn't like what you're doing with your own code, they'll suspend you. That seems a little like a gray line. So anyways, I sent them my, that being said, I am not supporting what Merrick did because obviously you break people in production and that's not cool. That is not cool at all. So anyways. Yep. Suspended his account. Probably don't follow this dude because he was a jerk. But I think you should be allowed to be a jerk if you want to be a jerk. But anyways, yeah. Let's talk about clouds. That was pretty much it for security. Don't depend on NPM. That's my security advice for you. Ooh, actually, I have another interesting security. I don't know why it wasn't there. Why? I actually have a couple more security. I'm sorry. 1 second. Let me find those little links because I have an interesting one that I found really interesting. And yet I can't find its link. What? Oh, okay. Here we go. My bad. I'm sorry. First thing is I actually, for the first time, read one of these security disclosures. So this was, there was a breach that happened in AWS on Ravku's AWS hosted cloud prescription portal. So medical, and when there's a medical one, they have to do these disclosures. And so I actually read one of these disclosures pretty much for the first time of these medicals. And anyways, it was kind of hilarious at how little information is here. It appears that we were breached and exposed limited prescription and health information. No social security numbers were done. About 600 residents were affected. And we moved quickly to institute a response plan. That was pretty much it. That's it. I don't know. Like, I could type this up without even knowing the incident. Yeah, and then this is like what they sent out to the people that actually had their data breached. and it's probably going to be costly because they're giving them credit score protection or credit protection. So anyways, I found this interesting. I'm going to link it in case you guys ever wanted to see what one of these breaches look like. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you guys. This, how to get hacked by accidentally copying and pasting. Check this out. I'm going to highlight this, sudo apt update, control C, and now I'm going to paste it here. That is sneaky. Absolutely sneaky. Now, it's because they actually own the JavaScript that does it. So this is the JavaScript here. Let me actually blow that up a little bit. This is the actual JavaScript here, and it actually updates when you copy on the text. And it's even sneakier because it puts a new line, which means most shells are going to automatically run this command as you do it. So it's going to download this shell script and run it. Super, super sneaky. That means you need to be super careful where you copy and paste from. I mean, like, you just need to be really careful about where you copy and paste from. I found this terrifying and ingenious. And now I just can't copy and paste from anywhere. Not even Stack Overflow. I don't trust them either. So, yeah, this was the security thing. I was like, oh, I remember I needed to give you this. Yeah, don't copy and paste at all. If you see something that you like, type it out. Type it out. That's the only way to go about it. Let's jump into cloud news now. But I did see this. Let me know what you guys think. Is that terrifying or what? I mean, it makes sense. I realized you could do this. I had never thought about doing this. I guess that's why I'm not a hacker and I'm just a scrub. All right. So, Google. I'm sorry, guys, that your cloud news sucks for Google. And let me show you why. I don't know how to find good. So with AWS and Azure, I can find all of these, like, very much these are the features that was released. Google, on the other hand, it's like, oh, let's do product news. And product news is like, are you a multi-cloud engineer yet? 5 do's and don'ts of, okay, that's not really what we want. We want what happened in there. But where do I get that? I don't know. The only thing I can ever find is what's new, which is pretty lame comparatively. So if there is a link, if somebody knows of a link where I can get GCP, like, actual feature releases and stuff, that would be great. I can't find it. I'm sure it exists. I'm absolutely positive it exists. It just doesn't exist here in the Google Cloud blog. Anyways, Google Transfer Appliance announces general availability of online mode. So this is basically a SDK you can use to send data up to the cloud, and it's now generally available and has better online and offline mode. They say availability of online mode, but it's because you're toggling offline mode. So it's just, I guess, a way of looking at it. It can transfer data. It's generally available. If you guys know of a better way here, let me know. I guess I'm supposed to be the person bringing that to you, so I will continue to look for a better place to get GCP news, but that's all I can do. All right, Azure HPC Cycle Cloud 8.2 is now available. So I don't know that that matters to a ton of people, but if it does, there's a bunch of new features and a bunch of resolved issues. So yep, check it out. I don't know that much about Cycle Cloud 8.2, so I'm not going to touch too far into it. This actually did look interesting, and this was an update to their public preview. I don't do a whole lot in Azure, so don't take me as an Azure specialist here, but this is the semantic search. So it's basically part of their AI ML platform. And it allows you to, it's just been updated to be better. But now you can turn on semantic search features directly from the Azure portal. So anyways, I think semantic search is probably something that people could find useful. So if you run in Azure, you should check it out. AWS had a couple of things, more releases of the G instances. If you don't know, this is their Graviton 2 or their ARM servers. Again, probably the most cost-effective way to run if you don't need 64-bit processors. And so they keep rolling them out to more regions. Pretty cool. You should be using them. Unless you do a lot of cryptography. And I don't mean like, when I say crypto, I'm not talking about like crypto mining. I mean cryptography as far as like TLS. If you have a TLS heavy, I actually think you could make the argument to run on Intels with they actually have hardware acceleration for crypto. So I haven't actually run the numbers, so don't take my word for it. You'd actually need to run the numbers. But I think if you're doing a lot of crypto, you might not want to use the Graviton. I don't know though, and I don't mean just basic standard MTLS between microservices. I think you'd have to be doing a little bit more than that. Okay, so EC2 on-demand capacity reservations now support cluster placement groups. I think this is a pretty big deal, and it shows that they're expanding on their EKS ability. So if you look here, you can see even more EKS now supports Internet Protocol IPv6. So if you're looking to do a dual stack in EKS, you now can. So I'm always looking for the maturity of their Kubernetes offering, and it's getting better. So, yep. And you can do that with the Amazon VPC CNI plugin, which is a little bit of a bummer, but makes sense that it's not bring your own. So that is the cloud. All right, so let's move on to an interesting article. It was supposed to be the article of the week. This is not the article of the week, but it's an interesting article on the Linux kernel. And I have a couple of things on the Linux kernel here. And this is the first one. They're actually working on cleaning it up. This is really awesome. The Linux kernel is huge. And the fast kernel headers project is basically making it easier to implement the kernel headers and not take... If you guys don't know C, C++, the header files are basic. I'm not going to explain it in enough time. Maybe if you really want to know, I can explain that in a video. But this is a good read if you're interested in the Linux kernel and what's going on. This I found as a very interesting. This is in the Linux kernel and is a proposition from Intel, which will basically allow Linux individuals to update their firmware for Intel firmware without rebooting. It's pretty cool. And I think it's huge for servers. Personally, like my personal laptop that I work on, I reboot it anyways. And so the whole like, oh, I don't have to reboot Linux has never really strung true for me, because sung true, I don't know what that saying is, but it's never really been a big deal for me, because I'm like, well, I would reboot it anyways. I make sure to power it off anyways because I like saving electricity. And so I just don't leave them on. But for servers, this is a huge deal, because this is going to allow you to have less downtime for your application that's running and still have security patches for your firmware. As we've seen with Spectre, Meltdown, there are security patches for your firmware, for your hardware. Your hardware can be vulnerable. So I think this is huge. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I think this is actually super huge. I'm pretty excited about this. Again, not for personal laptops or personal desktops. I run Linux on them, but really this has never really mattered because I leave them powered off when I'm not using them. So I don't mind rebooting. So everybody that complains about Windows, you have to reboot, I kind of am like, okay. I know there's a few people I've worked with that watch this, and I'm looking at you. Yes, you have to reboot them. It doesn't matter. Turn your computer off. All right. This, I doubt, applies to a lot of you, but I'm going to leave the link in it, and it's my engineering blog of the week. And the reason is This dude did a fantastic job. I actually sent this to somebody who has almost no experience. They were able to follow all of it and get it working in the end. And I think that really matters a lot. Sometimes there's like information that's assumed. I'm actually pretty bad about this because I assume that you know X, Y, or Z, and so I don't cover every little detail. Sometimes I cover too many details and I'd go the completely opposite way. Anyways, this covered it really well. So if you know somebody that's trying to get into EKS on AWS, I would point them to this article. I think that it did a really good job. EKS can be kind of daunting. It's not actually simple to set up as you might think it is. So I would point them to this and have them try it out. I think it's really just that good. All right. This is something that I've been meaning to make a video on. As you can see here, I actually have breaking Kubernetes with Ebpf. This is actually going to be a video in hopefully in this month. Well, we'll see if it actually. Wait. No, maybe in February. Maybe in February. It was meant to be last year. Ebpf is super powerful. It's been a pain to develop with, and my video does it kind of the manual way, and I'm going to continue it doing it that way. I might have to release a video on Bumblebee itself because it seems pretty cool. I haven't used it yet, but Bumblebee is basically the Docker, not the Kubernetes, but the Docker of Ebpf, and so that's pretty cool. And if you're trying to get into Ebpf, Bumblebee is probably the way to go. Not the hardest way like I'm going to do it. Actually, it's probably the hardest way like I'm going to have to do it because it makes you learn. You have to load kernel modules and things like that. So it's probably the best way to learn the actual information. But I'm very excited about Bumblebee. I'm very excited about it, and I want you all to check it out, especially if you're interested in it. I mean, only if you're interested in it, really, I guess. Let's talk about the future of Snapcraft. All right. So if you don't know what Snapcraft, or Flatpak is, they're basically containers. And they're basically containers that is a package manager as well. And what I mean by this is Snap obviously is, you'd think of it as a package manager, but it is a package manager, but it basically uses the principles of Docker containers. Now, it's not Docker containers. Snapcraft uses their own container mechanism. So does Flatpak. But they're using C groups and namespaces just like Docker containers do. Now, they're a little bit different, and I don't actually think the two will ever converge because they are different. They have different requirements. Obviously, the Docker containers are a little more restrictive. But they're using the same things to actually sandbox and isolate your applications. It's actually quite cool. If you don't use Flatpak or Snap, you absolutely should check both of them out. Snapcraft, or Snap, is looking to completely rewrite their software, basically. Basically, if you wanted to make your app a Snap, it was kind of difficult and probably was a barrier to entry for a lot of people. And so they're looking to make that better, which is good. I think more people use Snap since it's Ubuntu, has a big enterprise, but it works on anything, not just Ubuntu. So does Flatpak. I personally like Flatpak better, but Snap has a larger group behind it. So pick whichever one you want. I do think that they are the future of package managers. And obviously Ubuntu does too, because we can see that they're putting in a lot of work in making Snap even better. So they're putting a lot of work into it, and because of that, you can kind of see where the industry is going with this. And I think this is where package management will end up being. All right. I actually just wanted this for the headlines. Intel gut punches Apple by hiring an engineer that led transformation from Intel-based apps to... Why is a gut punch so bad? Like, if you were going to punch me, there's a lot of places that I would much prefer not to be punched. Like the face, other areas. I actually think that a gut punch is probably one of the better places to be punched. I don't know. I was just thinking about it when I read this, and I was like, is that so bad? If you're going to punch me, I mean, please don't punch me. But if you're going to punch me, I feel like the foot would hurt. I feel like that's like what's supposed to absorb punches, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, hardware. Hardware is heating up. These companies like Intel, Apple, AMD, I love the competition. The competition is getting so fierce. I am waiting to build my next PC because I just have to wait and see what the next iteration is, because this is just competition, and this is going to be great for us. Very good for us. All of us. Hopefully once you can buy something. All right. Last article, I thought that this was good. Ben Hall. It says that this is a guest blog. They don't say where Ben Hall is a guest from. Oh, wait. Yes, they do. I clicked on his name, and his name didn't... I was like, hey, where does Ben Hall come from? And it's like... Anyways. All right. So, United Kingdom Public Sector Information website. Cool. So, Ben Hall wrote a guest blog on deciding between Docker Desktop and a DIY solution. And I couldn't agree more with Ben Hall's conclusion here. And obviously it's on Docker, and so obviously Docker is supports the conclusion, which would be that just use Docker Desktop, because Docker Desktop brings along a ton of stuff, including a built-in Kubernetes if you wanted it. Now again, I use Linux, so I don't really care. I don't use Docker Desktop, but if I was on Windows, it just works. If I was on Mac, especially if I was on Mac, because Macs don't have WSL. They Crapintoshes don't do that. And Docker really makes it easy on a Mac. So anyways, you could obviously, your company could obviously decide not to pay for it. I think that you'll cost yourself more in time and effort. And yep, that's basically what this person lays out. All right, let's talk about some projects. I only have 2. I'm sorry, I was lazy. This first one was in reaction to this copy and pasting. So this is a anti-copy and paste from JetBrains, which basically is a plugin that disables copying and pasting in your IDE. I don't think that this is really good, because there's actually very useful times when you copy and paste to speed up your workflow. As much as somebody will sit on their high horse and say, ooh, copy and pasting, and you should make that a function or something, copy and pasting is useful every once in a while. Used appropriately, it's very useful. But it's interesting on how this is an attack vector, so maybe my stance needs to change. Don't love Python, but the algorithms has a great Python library covering the algorithms. I love algorithms. I love to dig into them when I have spare time, so that's almost never. And this has just about every single algorithm for scheduling and quantum and math and matrix, and it has a ton of algorithms. So if you're wanting to go and read up on how even blockchain algorithms, and then you want to go check out this repository. So give me your critical feedback. What did you like today? What did you not like today? More importantly, what did you not like? Did you not like that I kind of sped through everything? I felt like I was rushed because I had audio problems. I'm not going to lie. I did feel rushed. So I did rush a little. Time machine. That's what I need. Once I invent that, these streams will get better. I promise. All right. That being said, tomorrow, book club video will be releasing. If you want to join it, please do. I think you should buy this book whether you want to join my book club or not. It is actually fantastic. If you design data-intensive applications, which we all do at this point, you need to know how to do data-intensive applications. And this lays the foundation. And you know what I love about this book? Is it really teaches like I like. I like getting down into the deep and nerdy aspects of it and understanding those. And that's what the book does. All right. So I hope that you all like that stream. Hope you like the news. And I'm sorry about the audio issues at the beginning. All right. Well, I hope that you all have a absolutely fantastic week. Look forward to my video. I'm probably going to release 3 videos this week because I released one on Sunday about hackathons, which you should do a hackathon. Book club is tomorrow, and then I have another one for Kubernetes. I might hold that off for next week just so that I space them out a little bit. Let me know how I want some critical feedback on my Kubernetes classes. Do you think those are helpful for somebody new to Kubernetes? Do you think they take a different approach than other people? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Yeah. All right. Have yourself a fantastic week, and I will see you guys